there's my first time I've ever gotten hull damage, actually. So you can see I lost one hull point and they damaged this piloting system, so this person's gonna have to repair that system. Hey guys, Doge here, back for part 3 of the FTL Let's Play. So we are in Sector 3, which is a civilian sector, and we have these same weapons that we've had since I think the first sector. Same crew members. So one thing I did realize between parts is that this crew member in the cockpit is the species that gives us one extra power bar, but the cockpit is not a system that uses power bars. Whereas this crew member, this rock person, is in the shield room, but this type of crew member, this species, doesn't give us a power bar. So basically, if I swap these two crew members, I will actually gain one extra power bar for free. So that seems like it would be a worthwhile trade. There we go, so now I do. So now as you can see I have one extra power bar, so I can power the medical room, which I couldn't do before. Or I can use this power bar to, for example, to power the Lido missile launcher weapon if I upgrade my weapon slot by one more time. So that costs 35 scrap. So for now, I think I'm gonna just leave everything as is, because we were able to just defeat most of the enemies without much trouble. What would really make a big difference though would be if I can get 2 power bars and use the burst laser too. That would be quite useful in conjunction with the Halberd Beam once we start encountering enemies with 2 shield levels. But for now, I think let's just jump to the next sector, or actually maybe it would be a good idea to upgrade one of my power bars right now, my weapons control power bars. It costs 35 to upgrade once and an additional 50 to upgrade the second time, so I can actually afford to do both. You know what, maybe I'll just do both right now, and then what I can do is I can send this person into the weapons room, or I can turn off the oxygen and send that power bar to this weapon to have both weapons at the same time. That seems like a pretty good deal right now, so maybe we'll do that and see how that goes. So let's see what our route through here is going to be. I don't want to go in the nebulas, so I'll probably spend some time up around the top part of this map maybe. Looks like a good spot. So let's jump here. Okay, so there are 2 ships. I can aid the civilian ship and try and fight the pirates. Sure, I'll do that. So, let me just pause here. So this enemy is the first enemy we've encountered with 2 power bars, which means our Halberd Beam is not going to do anything until we are able to get through their shields. Or disable at least one of their shields. So this is where the burst laser is going to come in handy. I can use that, since it fires 2 shots, or 3 shots actually. I can use that to most likely disable both layers of shielding and then use the Halberd Beam to just rip across their ship. And that should be a pretty good combination. So actually what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to turn off the shielding for now, since we do have the one-time Zoltan shields. So once that starts getting depleted, then hopefully we will have been able to destroy one of their shield levels, and then I can turn off the burst laser and put that power back into the shield system. So let's see how that goes. I'm not going to fire the burst laser just yet. I'm going to wait until the Halberd Beam is fully charged, and then I'll use the burst laser. So it looks like this is a pretty good time to use the burst laser here. And there we go, their 2 shields are both destroyed, and I'm going to use the Halberd Beam, I guess like this. There's not really a whole lot I can do, or actually maybe I should use it against their weapon systems so that I can have a little bit more defense. So let's see how that goes. So that did turn off one of their weapons here. I'm gonna turn these off of auto fire actually, so that I can control the timings here a little bit. And it does look like my burst laser actually damaged their shield system slightly. Okay, so my shields are now disabled, so I'm gonna turn off this oxygen system and put that power bar into the shields, and hopefully that'll be fine. Okay, one of these crew members transported in here to fight my crew member. That's okay. And I am gonna target these three systems this time, and their ship is destroyed. Okay, that wasn't too bad. And I will send this person in to help that person in the cockpit. So I get 33 scrap, pretty good. And these guys give me some free stuff. So Burst Laser Mark 1 actually, which is not as good as my Mark 2. This one fires 2 shots instead of 1. I do want to take a look at the recharge timings, so it might be worthwhile. So let's send this person into the medical room to heal up their health, and send this person back into the shield system. And I of course want to turn the oxygen system back on now that we don't need that extra power bar. Yeah, these rock people and their extra health really make them pretty useful at fending off attacks from enemies who might be wandering aboard. So let's see what the thing they gave us is, the Burst Laser Mark 1. So this one does 2 shots, but recharge time is 11 seconds. This one is 3 shots, recharge time is 12 seconds, and they both use 2 power bars. So you can see that the Burst Laser 1 is really not a worthwhile weapon compared to the Burst Laser 2. Right, for 1 more second you get an additional shot, and it doesn't use any more power. So I'll probably be selling that Burst Laser 1 at the next shop we encounter. Speaking of which, there's a shop right here. So maybe we can go here and then up this way. So let's see if we can encounter somebody at this system over here. Okay, so there's an automated drone over here. Let me go attack them. They do not have any shields, so I don't even need to use this Burst Laser. Probably one blast with the Halberd Beam will do a pretty good job of disabling their systems. Now they do have some cloaking systems. This is why they're able to go, like, they're able to disappear like this basically. And basically while they're cloaked, my weapons do not charge up. So it is a bit of a disadvantage, but it doesn't look like they have that much firepower, and by the time I charge up this Halberd Beam, it looks like I'll be able to basically take them out. So I'm gonna see if I can get, I can get 4 rooms here, disable their cloaking system, and actually just destroy them in 1 shot. So that was pretty easy. A little bit of scrap here, not too much. Okay, and the people that thing was attacking, I just saved them and they gave me a bunch of stuff too. So that's cool, thanks guys. Let's head over to this store. Don't have too much scrap, but I do also have that Burst Laser Mark 1 to sell. So let's see what we can find here. Let me start off by selling the Burst Laser Mark 1, since I don't need that. So we can get a drone control, can get a cloaking system. Then we have a Heavy Laser Mark 2. So I'm not typically a fan of heavy lasers. Basically there's the difference between heavy lasers and burst lasers. Heavy lasers are sort of geared towards more damage per shot, and burst lasers are more geared towards more shots that don't do much damage. And since usually the biggest usefulness of lasers are to take down shield levels, it doesn't really make a difference how much damage per shot there is. So typically burst lasers are nicer in my, in terms of how I play the game. So I don't really go for the heavy lasers. There's also a fire beam here. This one ignites fires on the ship. Doesn't do any damage though. And it takes a really long time to charge, 20 seconds compared to our Halberd Beam, which is 17. I guess it's not that different. Then we do have the Ion Blast. So what ion weapons do is they disable systems that they hit. So if they hit a shield system, they'll disable a shield. And I think the effect lasts for 5 seconds. Yeah, it says at the bottom of the description there, 5 seconds. So that being said, the Ion Blast Mark 1 is not the best ion weapon. There's an Ion Blast Mark 2 which fires every 4 seconds, so this one's every 8 seconds. So firing every 4 seconds, and then it takes 5 seconds to, the system that got hit takes 5 seconds to recover. So that means that you can actually fire fast enough to disable all of their shields if you just keep firing at their shields. So that, the Ion Blast Mark II is actually really useful, but we don't have that here. And then in the page 2 we have a couple crew members. None of them are this type of crew member, which gives us a power bar, so that's slightly inconvenient. And then down here we have some drones, which I guess we don't really need since we don't have a drone system. So we could get a drone control system. This one is going to take 2 power bars though, I believe. Yeah, I think all of the drones take 2 power bars to run, so I could do that in place of my Burst Laser Mark II, but it's a little tight, and right now power bars are hard to come by. So I am thinking I might be able to get this Ion Blast and get away with that, because it only takes 1 power bar, so it could be running alongside my Halberd Beam, just sort of as a secondary weapon, while, like, without having to disable any of my critical systems. So that could be good, and it only costs 30 scrap, which is really not much. So maybe I'll get that. I'm gonna take it. I'll take it. And let me swap this one out with this one, and that looks like a pretty good setup right there. So let's keep going and head out to this system up here. Let's see what we can find here. So I can trade 1 fuel for 4 missiles. I don't really need missiles, so thanks but no thanks. Let's head up to this system now. Okay, so here is an asteroid system. So what this means is some asteroids will randomly come and strike both my shields and the enemy shields, and it'll basically just disable their shield as if they got hit by a laser shot or something like that. So let's go ahead and fight these guys. What are we gonna do? Should I use the Burst Laser or the Ion Blast? They do have 3 weapons here. This looks like 2 heavy lasers and 1 burst laser. So maybe I will turn on my burst laser. I don't want to turn off the shields this time, since they will likely get taken down a little bit faster with these asteroids. You can see them striking my shields there. So yeah, that's a 3-shot burst laser, which is... There's my first time I've ever gotten hull damage, actually. So you can see I lost 1 hull point and they damaged this piloting system. So this person's gonna have to repair that system, and you'll see this bar slowly fill up before it's functional again. So let me target this system, and I will target these 5 rooms with my Halberd Beam here. Okay, looks like they're giving us a deal in exchange for letting them go. It is a little heavy with the missiles. I don't really need missiles, so I will probably just keep attacking them and end up getting a little bit more scrap instead. So let's see, they only have 1 hull point left, so I just need 1 more blast with these weapons and it should be good to go. Okay, so it looks like they did damage my weapon system here, which is not great. That does mean this is now disabled, so I'll turn on my Ion Blast instead and target this system. So I'll just have to target the Halberd Beam strategically when an asteroid hits, just like that. So let me go ahead and do this, and they should be destroyed. There we go. I will send this person to repair the oxygen system. So 26 scrap, much more than they offered before. So as soon as my repairs are complete here, we can get underway and get out of this system. Now these 2 crew members have lost a little bit of health, so I will have to try and heal them up. Okay, what happened here? My shield systems are down for some reason. Don't know how that happened. So we just have to charge up our FTL drive and then we can get out of here. There we go, just about done. And let's jump up to this system, and then we can go here, and then we can head out this way. So let me jump to this system. Let's see what we find here. Okay, so they have some repair offers, so I can repair some hull damage, and I think how many bars of damage is that? 1, 2, 3 bars? So repairing 5 damage is really not worth it since I don't have that much damage. So I guess I'm gonna ignore them. So this is a good opportunity to send these injured crew members into the medical bay to heal them up. There we go. And then we can just go ahead and jump to the next system. And that's going to be this system up here. Okay, so another trading outpost, I guess. So we can sell 3 drone parts for 12 scrap, or sell 6 drone parts for 24 scrap. I don't really have a need for drone parts right now, so I guess I'll sell as many as I can. Why not? Just gather some scrap. Maybe I can use them if I come across another store somewhere. Okay, next system. Let's see what we find. Nobody's here. Let's head out to this one then. There are some ships around a station. They need to take possession of an enemy ship intact, so I can offer my services or leave them alone. Maybe I'll offer my services. Let's see how it goes. I'm not properly equipped for this type of mission. Okay, well, sure guys. Good luck then, I guess. Sorry I tried to help. Gosh, so rude. Okay, so let's see. Can I actually cover both of these systems before jumping to the exit? By my estimates, I think I should be able to visit both systems, so let's jump to this one first, then here, and then down to the exit. So let's go to this distress call system out here, and let's see what we can find. Okay, a bunch of ships around a space station again. They're fleeing some alien spiders. I can send some crew to try and help them, or I can leave them alone. If I send some crew, one of my crew members might die. So that's not... I don't think I can really afford to lose one of these guys, especially if it's going to be the people who have the power bars, so I think I'm just going to leave them alone this time. Sorry guys, if I had more dispensable crew members I might be able to help, but I can't do that with the crew that I have. Let's jump to this system here. Okay, so a small automated ship. It looks like they have a missile launcher and an ion weapon over there, and let's attack them. And they don't have any sort of shields or any cloaking, so they're basically completely defenseless, which is kind of weird, but okay, I guess let's makes my life a little easier. So I can just use this. So you can see that this system got hit by the ion weapon, so this flashing blue means that it's temporarily disabled. So after 5 seconds, so there you go, it's back enabled, but the ship got destroyed anyway, so too bad, so sad. I got 26 scrap. Let's investigate the station. Oh, interesting. 14 scrap and an ion bomb. So an ion bomb, where is that? There it is. Only takes 1 power and uses a missile, and it does 4 ion damage after charging for 22 seconds. And this one does 1 ion damage for comparison. So 4 ion damage is a lot. It's basically enough to take out 2 layers of shields in one single shot, assuming it doesn't miss. And it does take up a missile though, which I have plenty of, so you know, that might be useful, I guess. Maybe I should switch out my Lido with the ion bomb and use it in tough situations to take out 2 layers of shielding. So let me do that. I'll swap this out with this guy. I haven't used the Lido since like the first few battles anyway. So yeah, let's see how that goes. And let's jump to the exit of the sector, see if we can find anything interesting there. So I can either fend for myself, attack and escape, or I can bribe the rebels to release the civilian ships, or I can stay quiet and hope they don't notice me. So if I fight them, fend for myself, attack and escape, I guess I'll get to fight one of them and maybe get some stuff. Or if I bribe the rebels and release the civilian ships, there's a chance the civilians might give me something in return. So I am tempted to try the second offer, since 12 scrap is really cheap. We have like lots of scrap actually. So I'm gonna try that and see if we can get anything from them. Contact the civilians, and the civilians give us some decent amount of supplies. So they actually gave me more scrap than I just spent. Did they? Was it 12 scrap or 22 scrap? My memory is actually... Oh, wait a minute. It was 12 scrap. I was wondering why this didn't go back up past 200, but it's because I didn't click continue. So there we go. So we actually made a little bit of scrap there and got a couple other supplies there. So let's jump to the next sector. The next sector is the Mantis homeworlds. So let's go ahead and jump there. And I guess this is a good spot to end this episode. So thanks for joining me, guys. And I will see you guys again in part 4, where we take on Sector 4.